हेलो व्यूअर्स। आज की जो वॉरियर कहानी है वो एक ऐसे आर्मी अफसर की कहानी है जो फोर्थ जनरेशन आर्मी अफसर हैं और जिनके फादर गुरखा रेजिमेंट में अफसर थे। और उन्होंने एक ही चीज़ सिखाई अपने बच्चों को कि नेवर गिव अप इन लाइफ, एंड सेकंड थिंग दैट ऑलवेज ड्रीम बिग। तो ये है कर्नल जंगवीर लांबा, एएससी में कमीशन हुए थे। जब इन्होंने शुरू में पहले एनडीए का एग्ज़ाम दिया, उसके साथ साथ इन्होंने होटल मैनेजमेंट का भी एग्ज़ाम दिया था। तो एनडीए में तो ये क्लियर कर नहीं पाए, बट होटल मैनेजमेंट में इनका एग्ज़ाम क्लियर हो गया और उन्होंने होटल मैनेजमेंट ज्वाइन कर लिया। बट इनके फादर ने जब इनसे मिले तो बोला कि वन गेट व्हाट वन डिजर्व। तो ये बात इनको कहीं दिल में लगी और 2 साल होटल मैनेजमेंट करने के बाद में इन्होंने फिर से एसएसबी ट्राई किया और इलाहाबाद एसएसबी और बेंगलोर एसएसबी दोनों जगहों से इन्होंने क्लियर किया। एक जगह ये ओटीए के लिए सेलेक्ट हुए, दूसरी जगह आईएमए के लिए सेलेक्ट हुए। उसके बाद में जब करीब 25 साल के बाद कमीशन अफसर होने के बाद इनको एक मेडिकल कंडीशन इनकी स्पाइन में हुई, जिसकी वजह से डॉक्टर्स ने बोला कि आप हार्ड सरफेस पे दौड़ना बंद कर दीजिए और आप कोई वेट लिफ्टिंग का काम मत कीजिए। तो इनको बड़ा धक्का लगा, इन्होंने कहा ज़िंदगी यहीं ख़त्म हो जाएगी क्या। बट इन्होंने अगेंस्ट द डॉक्टर्स एडवाइस क्या किया, इन्होंने सबसे पहले आयरन मैन का चैलेंज लिया और इन्होंने कंटिन्यूसली 3 आयरन मैन में पार्टिसिपेट किया। पहला गोवा में, दूसरा इन्होंने ऑस्ट्रेलिया में और तीसरा मलेशिया आयरन मैन। जब उसके बाद भी इनको अपने सेटिस्फैक्शन नहीं हुआ तो इन्होंने फिर एक और चैलेंज लिया जो बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज था। इन्होंने एक मैराथन ऑफ डेजर्ट, जो सहारा डेजर्ट में होती है, लगभग 50 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड टेम्परेचर होता है और 252 किलोमीटर 252 किलोमीटर आपको सैंड में 6 दिन में कंप्लीट करना पड़ता है। तो ये इन्होंने फिर वो करके दिखाया और ये सब करने के बाद ये बिल्कुल फिट हैं, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है और ये अब ये देख रहे हैं कि और ये क्या इसका चैलेंज ले सकते हैं। सो जिंदगी में क्या है कि इफ़ यू डोंट गिव अप एंड यू ड्रीम बिग, यू कैन अचीव इट, एंड दैट इज़ व्हाट द स्टोरी ऑफ कर्नल जंगवीर लांबा। एंड आप इसको सुनिए, बहुत इंस्पायरिंग स्टोरी है और लोगों को सुनाइए, शेयर कीजिए और सब्सक्राइब कीजिए। थैंक यू।
और मेरे फादर का हमेशा से काफी इस चीज पे जोर रहा है कि एक फौजी ऑफिसर जो है सर, वो इन चीजों से जाना चाहता है। वो है कि यू शुड बी यू नो mentally robust, you should be physically well done up, you should have a very strong character, and you must have great spirit. These 3-4 things, they make you a good officer.
Welcome, Colonel Jangvir Lamba, on my show, Will Life Like a Warrior, and you are a warrior. So, Colonel Lamba, how are you?
Thank you so much, sir. Good evening, sir. I'm fine, and I'm at Bangalore, and my best to all the viewers of Win Life Like a Warrior. It's a great privilege for me to be here on the show, sir.
Thank you, Colonel Jangvir. The first thing which comes to my mind, Colonel Jangvir Lamba, is that आपकी फैमिली में कहीं मैंने पढ़ा कि आप 4 जनरेशन से सब आर्मी में हैं। आपके फादर आर्मी ऑफिसर, देन आपके वन ऑफ द ग्रैंडफादर एंड देन ग्रेट ग्रैंडफादर। थोड़ा सा बताइए, आपका बचपन कैसा था? मतलब कदम ताली होती रहती थी और कुछ और भी था?
Sir, in fact, I see it this way, that it's been a great privilege that I was born into a family which is army family. बचपन से कुछ ऐसा था कि सर, जब मैं I'll tell you of an incident when I was in class 2 and my father was posted in Jammu and हम दोनों भाई क्लासमेट्स थे। और बचपन की वो बात है कि जब फादर हमेशा पूछते थे बड़ा होके क्या, और हमारा जवाब हमेशा रहता था कि हम सैनिक फौजी ऑफिसर बनेंगे। और फादर हमेशा सिर्फ बॉक्सिंग ग्लव बना के बॉक्स कराते थे एक दूसरे को। ही इज अ गुरखा ऑफिसर एंड ही वुड ऑलवेज से कम ऑन बॉक्स। सो व्हेन वी यूज्ड टू बॉक्स and after boxing bout, that short 2 minutes boxing bout, he would always say, he told this at that age when we were small, and I've never forgotten, and it is so true today also. He would say that first hit hard, and keep on hitting, and the victory will be yours. This is something which I have never forgotten till date, sir. It rings in my mind as and when I face any situation which is challenging. So that kind of mindset we were brought up from childhood. It was in class 6, 7 that he got after us for our physical development training and started at home, and so that held us in good stead by the time we were both the brothers were joining the academy, sir.
क्या बात है, मतलब what a catchy sentence you said. The father used to tell कि hit hard and keep hitting, victory will be yours. I think इसमें कोई, there is no denying the fact. If you hit hard और वो भी continuously, you are consistent, nobody can stop you from winning. Very right. So कर्नल लांबा, फिर फाइनली कैसे पहुंचे आप आर्मी में? मतलब आपने डिसाइड ही कर लिया because you have done graduation. क्या हुआ, मतलब by the time you reach in the army, कुछ बताएंगे?
Sir, in fact, I'd like to tell here that my younger brother is senior to me in the army. He's senior to me by a year. And then I had appeared for the NDA written. I also appeared for another exam called hotel management. And I did not pass the NDA written. I passed the hotel management. My father, being a good cop, is very straight. And so he said that you get what you deserve, and not that there's anything wrong with that industry. It's an amazing industry. But then I was not qualifying for NDA, and I joined management, worked for Oberoi for 2.5 years, and then later on joined as a year junior to my brother in the academy. And but it was an amazing experience all this time, sir.
See, the Faujis are very straightforward. चाहे वो अपना बच्चा हो या दूसरे का हो, he rightly said, you get what you deserve. And since you couldn't make it to NDA, and he point blank he said, but you proved your point. Finally, you joined that, and that might be back of your mind. Let me prove to my father that I also deserve to become an army officer. And but ये कर्नल लांबा, मैंने जो आपके बारे में पढ़ा कि आप प्रोफेशनल बॉडी बिल्डर, ये कहाँ से बीच में आया? ये where did you get this inspiration from?
सर, ये कुछ ऐसा हुआ सर कि मैं इंडियन आर्मी में कमीशन हुआ 1996 में सर. तो कमीशन होने के बाद that was the time I was a young officer, and my body weight was less. I used to, while I was in the academy, I used to box in 57 kg body weight, and कमीशन हुए तो छुट्टी आते थे घर. और मेरे फादर का हमेशा से काफी इस चीज पे जोर रहा है कि एक फौजी ऑफिसर जो है सर, वो इन चीजों से जाना चाहता है. वो है कि यू शुड बी mentally robust, you should be physically well done up, you should have very strong character, and you must have great spirit. These 3-4 things, they make you a good officer. And this is when I joined the officer, I always felt that I need to put on more weight, good on myself, good muscle, and because when you are fully done up, the uniform also looks good, and शारीरिक रूप से तगड़ा होना निहायत ही जरूरी है सर फौज में एज ए फौजी अफसर.
कोई शक नहीं है. मेंटल टफनेस और फिजिकल फिटनेस, फिजिकल फिट हो गए तो मेंटल टफनेस होगी, और वाइस वर्सा. सो यू राइटली सेड एंड योर फादर राइटली सेड. आई बिलीव कर्नल लांबा, आप जो है दो एसएसबी आपने क्लियर किए, एंड यू मस्ट हैव हैड अ वेरी रिच एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ क्लियरिंग द एसएसबी. हमारे व्यूअर्स को कुछ बताएंगे कि एसएसबी के लिए चाहिए क्या भाई लगभग?
सर, वेल, डिफेंस फोर्सेस की जो रिक्वायरमेंट है सर, वो आई थिंक एज आई ब्रॉट आउट अर्लियर दैट आर्मी आई थिंक लुक्स फॉर पीपल हु आर mentally robust, who are who have a very strong character, who have great spirit, and who are physically able, because उस प्रकार की हमारी टास्किंग रहती है. So one I think one needs to be just a good human, and I think that is good enough to make it through the SSB, sir.
कौन से SSB में आप गए थे?
Sir, I cleared my first SSB from Bangalore for short service commissions, 61st course, and for IMA I had gone to Allahabad, sir.
Okay, okay. So you have chosen which one?
Sir, I had also joined OTA 60 course,
Okay.
and I left Oberoi in the month of March and joined OTA Chennai in the 61st course. And in the month of June end, I shifted to IMA Dehradun because I passed my second SSB also. So I kind of a transfer I got to IMA. Sir.
Okay. Since you have joined two academies in a very short period of time, any memorable incident or event you would like to share with our viewers, which you can't forget?
Sir, the best part was that sir, that I have two course-mates now, course-mates from 61st SS course and course-mates from the 99 regular course, and I've been attending the Silver Jubilees. I've been in touch with all of them, and तो वो बड़ी गजब की बात है सर. और साथ में OTA was a very tough academy, sir, though it's a short training, but Chennai, the weather is very hot, and in that short period, training hard. I was lucky that I went to OTA, and from OTA, I was a trained cadet when I joined IMA Dehradun.
Okay, okay. अभी करण लामा ये बताइए कि आप जब प्रोफेशनल बॉडी बिल्डर का आपने एक बार चूज कर लिया आफ्टर यू गॉट कमीशन, कैसा रहा वो करियर और वो अनुभव कैसा रहा? कुछ हमारे व्यूअर्स को बताइए कि व्हाट इज द नीड फॉर दिस एंड हाउ यू मैनेज ड्यूरिंग दिस सर्विस that parallelly you could become a professional bodybuilder.
Sir, bodybuilding एक ऐसा जो in fact a lot of time there's a confusion between weightlifting, weight training and bodybuilding, and bodybuilding is natural to all of us, and in fact we are building up every day. The only difference is that when you take up this as a sport, then the regimen of training, the dietetics or the dietary habits or the food that you take, इसमें सब में बड़ा बदलाव आ जाता है सर, और बड़ा एक डिसिप्लिन फॉर्म आ जाता है. और बॉडी बिल्डिंग एक ऐसी चीज है जो सेना में मुझे लगता है हर सैनिक को करनी चाहिए सर, बिकॉज एट द एंड ऑफ द डे एक अच्छा शरीर होना निहायत ही जरूरी है. और as they say, sir, that when a 6 feet personality, and if he's done up, he's towering, he's a towering personality, and it has an effect onto the people around whom you command as an officer, when you command troops, and I think you get hurt also very well. So ये एक ऐसा स्पोर्ट है. और पिछले कई सालों में सर मैं सेना में जहां जहां सेवारत रहा और मैं चलता रहा, सेना जगह पर आपको अच्छे जिम्स प्रोवाइड करती है. और मेरा योगदान इस रूप में भी रहा कि मैंने अपने not only I trained my own postmates, I trained my seniors, I trained my subordinate officers, I trained men, and of course while I was gymming, I mean last 5-7 years, 10 years, we've gotten to an age group where we came out of bodybuilding, but we were still going to the gym. And I think the best contribution that I could make was that I could train the children of our own officers and men who were coming to the gym. So वो बच्चे भी आज अच्छा शरीर बना के बैठे हैं सर, और उनका भी एक डिसिप्लिन वे ऑफ लाइफ है, और उनका भी एक खाने पीने का तरीका है जो बड़ा अच्छा सुधर गया, मुझे ऐसा लगता है. और when you train yourself, when you go to gym, when you have a particular way of type of food that you eat, sir, what happens is that the same kind of food the family also eats, because that's what is getting cooked at home. So it's that kind of thing, sir.
Yeah. So, Lama, I believe over a period of time you become a judge of Indian Federation of Bodybuilding also. How did it happen?
Sir, in 2010, the time when I was quitting this bodybuilding thing, I still wanted to be in this sport. So what I did was that I appeared for a judge's exam in 2010. I had gone to Mumbai. The Indian Bodybuilders Federation, sir, what it is, it hosts events all across the country. And at that point of time, Mr. Chetan Patare was the secretary, and So when you take the exam, it is during a event itself. So when a bodybuilding event championship is happening, all those who have come to appear for the judges exam, they are also made to sit and they assess the bodybuilders. And there is a group of judges already who are assessing. में आपके जो आपने जो assessment किया है उसको उसके साथ compare किया जाता है. And if it is found matching, maybe let's say 80% it is matching, then you're found fit to you pass the judges exam, and accordingly then they issue I card. And then every year when this championship happens, they either send you an email or as it is you come to know of it and you go for the events. So
great means having such kind of diverse achievements and designations, it really makes you different than others. You know, a lot of army officers get commissioned. There is no doubt in that, and that is a profession, one has to go through it. But achieving something different like this, it elevates you, and no doubt that you are one among them. Now, the flip side of this is that over a period of time, because of this, because you have to increase your weight, and then finally you developed some medical issue of cervical and lumbar, your backbone issues. You know, when such things comes up, you suddenly get really perturbed, because the person who is so active, he's a boxer, he's a bodybuilder, he's an army officer, entire thing comes on stake. Whether it is your profession of army or bodybuilding or otherwise. How did you take on that? Means, how did you come to the terms? And you need a lot of guts or mental toughness to bear that thing once you come to know.
Sir, it was in November 2021, while I was on leave at Jaipur, sir, that one day I had developed pain in my right shoulder, and I had developed numbness in my two of my fingers and the palm. This was November 21. And from Jaipur, I landed up leave, and I was under treatment. And I was again referred back to Jaipur, and I was home. And the condition was such that I had disc bulge in 10 of my, that is from cervical to spine. So at 10 places I had disc bulge, out of which at 5 places it was the disc was bulging and indenting the thecal, and it was already now showing, the pain was in my shoulder and things. And doctors did advise me that one thing they said was it is degenerative, and of course they said it is because of bodybuilding. But somewhere also told me one very good thing. They said if you can reduce your weight, I was 106, 107 kg body weight. I had been bodybuilding all these years, and so maybe it will have a lesser pressure, lesser compression onto the discs. And I came back home to Jaipur and thought about this for almost 15, 20 days. And then something came to mind. First, of course, that I need to reduce my weight. But then my father has always been saying, sir, from our childhood, he has been always been saying this, that, you must dream big. And now this stays in mind. And so I did not decide upon, start walking, or maybe start, short endurance, or maybe reduce my food and all. I came to know that if this be the state of mind today, when my children are still studying in school and my parents are aging in age, and I'm just 49 and a half, and so this thought came, what is left in me at 49 and a half? Is this, am I done at this stage of my life? Am I, so with this thought, sir, in next 50, 20 days, I decided, no, I am not done. And from this stage, I'll rise and I'll do the toughest one-day event in the world, which is called Ironman. And the first thing I did was I withdrew money from my DSOP fund, 20 lakh, picked up a bike for 10.5 lakhs, a triathlon bike, and started training. And in another 8 to 9 months' time, I did my first. In 7 months, I did my first tough man event, which is almost half Iron event. That was at Chandigarh, and registered for half Ironman at Goa. That is Ironman 70.3. Did my Ironman at Goa in November 22. In 23, I did my full Ironman in Australia. That is Asia Pacific Championship. After June, month of October, I again did my full Ironman in Langkawi at Malaysia. So after having done 3 Ironman events, one tough man event, again this thought came that I'm done with my kind of Ironman events. So what more? What more can I do? From the time that I had 10 disc bulge, the medical condition that I had, and now I was this way. So I again checked out on it and came to know that there's something called toughest foot race on planet. Registered myself for the toughest foot race on planet after my Ironman event.
Colonel Lama, here I would like to ask you one thing. You were, I must say, that fag end of your career in the army as well. Which 50 years is a long time to serve, say, for example, how 30 years or so, roughly 25 years plus. Then you said you had aging parents, then your children growing up. And with this medical condition, taking a challenge or doing something which is most difficult. Okay. Didn't you have a fear of unknown? How did you muster that courage?
Sir, I think I've been blessed this way that सर वो घर परिवार जैसा है कि वो mindset comes from my parents to us. That is to all three of us. I've got a sister also. To all three of us, that mindset comes. It's like we just don't give up and we decide on big things, and that's how we've been born and brought up. That's how my father has always spoken to us. And तो डर की और पीछे रहने की तो बात ही नहीं थी सर कहीं. और ऊपर से मेरी वाइफ और मेरे बच्चों का भी बड़ा योगदान रहा है सर. दे हैव ऑलवेज बीन इन ग्रेट सपोर्ट ऑफ मी एंड they are always there whenever I am training. When I am swimming, my wife is always there on the pool side. My daughter, my son, all of them, they come with me to any and every Ironman that I do.
Fantastic. It means that support of family, why I'm saying that, instead of that, some family, instead of that, you take out a 20,000 from a DSOP. Okay, that is the security for you and your family. And
Yes.
here you are getting into the unknown field. And that is what it says, that never give up attitude. And what is courage? Courage is taking action in the presence of fear. Fear to hota hi hai thoda, but when you take action in the presence of that, it's a courage. And that's what makes the warrior of you. That is the warrior of you. Fantastic. That you've done 3 Ironman, not 1, not 2, not 3. And thereafter you said, what more? So now you firstly tell about these 3 Ironman, any incident or accident you recall, which you would like to share, or you would like to tell that how one should go about it.
Yes, certainly, sir. Certainly, sir. At the same time, something I must tell here that every event, when I've gone to do the event, I've always remembered parents, and I've always felt that the strength that you get out, the strength that you is from the blessings of your parents, and that is the biggest strength that you get to do anything that you take up as a challenge. Well, sir, when I went for my Ironman Goa for the first time, it was the first time I was to do open water swim, and I was very lucky that at the Miramar beach I met Brigadier Joshi and Mrs. Joshi. I think they are the only Indian Army couple who've done Ironman event, or else as a husband and wife, and their icon, they are the face of Ironman Goa. We lost Brigadier Joshi some time back, and Mrs. Joshi resides in Bhopal. And it was they with whom I did my first open water practice session, and it was a new experience. And when we did this, in next 2 days' time, we were to do the half Ironman event, and so this is from where the journey started. And then while I was at Australia, sir, we were swimming at Cairns, a beach called Palm Cove Beach, from where the race started. The Pacific Ocean, the current is it is very strong. If you stand in waistline water, probably you can't stand. It is that strong a current, and so that is one thing which I saw, that every Ironman has something which is either a swim leg difficult, or the cycling leg is difficult. Generally, the race, the last part, that is 42 kilometers, is a race walk. It is not called a run; it is called a race walk. So you walk, you run, you walk, you run. And maybe because by the time you reach the third stage, you are all facing a lot of you have cramps in the body, and you're fighting it through. It's a mind fights in the third stage. And Malaysia Ironman, again, the cycling leg was very tough. We were cycling all in the hills, and but here I want to tell you, sir, that Ironman becomes a very individual event. Everybody is to his race from the word go. Even this race which I did just now in Sahara, the toughest foot race, it's also an individual race. From the word go, we are only running to finish. It was before I went for this race, and it was before I went for the Ironman events. Generally, my daughter keeps on asking me this: "How are you? How good is your training as of now?" And so every time I only tell her one thing. I tell this to my son also. It's not about me finishing. I'll help few people to finish the race. That's exactly what I did in Australia also, sir.
Oh,
That's exactly what I did in Malaysia also. I would always stop for anybody. If I found that I would stop, help him, motivate him, and take him along. So in Australia, there are 2-3 people I helped finish the race. In Malaysia, I helped 2-3 people finish the race. And in fact, one of them was an Indian boy from Maharashtra. And I feel happy. I feel good when I help. And there are more finishers and people who would remember this, that we were together in the race and we finished together.
that is what is the spirit of an Indian is. That is what the spirit of Indian is. So बताइए किसी एक दो के बारे में कि क्या उनको मतलब क्या प्रॉब्लम हुई थी जिसमें how he could help them.
Sir, I'll talk about the Malaysian Ironman, sir. There is the Malaysian citizen I found on the way, and was completely stranded. He couldn't take off his वो पैर साइकिल से नहीं उतार पा रहा, इतना उसकी बॉडी लेग्स में क्रैम्प्स थे. और when I saw him, so I stopped my bike. I got on the bike and I spoke to him, and I shared my salt with him, water with him, and I told him, okay, we'll walk. So we walked 50 yards, and walking से सर थोड़ा सा ना उसका muscular cramps में and the salt that he had taken, so उसमें थोड़ा सा बदलाव हुआ. And salt tablets भी कई टाइप की आती हैं सर. There are various quality and types. Somehow I've been very lucky that the ones which I picked up they have an amazing and a very speedy kind of effect, very fast affecting. So और 50-100 मीटर के बाद then we were cycling together. And similarly ahead I met a Japanese person, Japanese citizen. उसके साथ भी हुआ. और तीसरी स्टेज में सर, रन स्टेज में I met a boy from Bombay. His name is Priyesh. और प्रियेश मुझे रास्ते में मिला, और उसको भी मैंने यही बताया. जब बात करने लगे तो आई टोल्ड हिम, भाई तू मेरे साथ चल. और मोमेंटली मुझे ऐसा लगा कि वो इस बात पे विश्वास कर पा रहा है कि कोई उसको रास्ते में पूछ रहा है कि आप मेरे साथ चलो. बट आई मेड मेंशन दैट हम लोग फौजी हैं भाई, और फौजी आदमी जब एक बार हाथ पकड़ लेता है तो हाथ छोड़ता नहीं है. एंड आई कैन अश्योर यू दिस दैट you will cross the finish line today. And not only that, sir, when we came to the finish line, maybe 50 yards before the finish line, I told him, you go ahead, you finish first. I made him finish first, and I went after him. Once crossed the finish line, I did cross the finish line. Very happy for him. Young boy, it was his first Ironman, and a very able and a good guy. So खुशी मुझे भी बहुत हुई सर, खुशी उसको भी। प्रियेश आज मेरा अच्छा दोस्त है सर।
Yeah, definitely. You must have won him for the life.
बिल्कुल।
And you know, ये छोटी छोटी चीजें लाइफ की अर्निंग्स हैं. These are the true earnings. Other than the rank and wealth, these are the true earnings. That boy will never forget you and for his entire life. What a wonderful gesture that you finished first. Loved it, loved it. So, Lamba, आपने गोवा का आयरनमैन किया, फिर ऑस्ट्रेलिया का आयरनमैन किया, उसके बाद में आपने मलेशिया का आयरनमैन किया. Now you thought कि कुछ और करना चाहिए, and that is what you decided to do that marathon des Sables. कैसे? How do you pronounce it?
Sir, it is called Marathon. It is actually a marathon of sands.
Yeah.
And
Marathon of sands, yes.
Yes, sir.
So, that in Sahara desert. उसके बारे में बताइए. How did you prepare? क्या उसके experiences हैं? And वहां भी किसी को help की?
Marathon des Sables जो है सर, ये I had gone for the 38th edition and longest edition, sir. It was 252 kilometers. We had to race through the Sahara desert, and the temperatures were ranging anything from 46 to almost 52, 53 during the day. And इस रेस के दौरान सर आपको अपना जो requirement है in form of calories, food you have to carry. So we were directed to 14,000 calories, 2,000 calories per day, and 1 day's extra 2,000 calories we were to carry, or else 6-day race. And सब कुछ मैंडेटरी चीजें होती हैं, जैसे कि आपको सोने के लिए you require a sleeping bag, you require yoga mat, you require certain items were listed like compass, things which were required. So we were carrying all this, and 3 liters of water. There is water carrying capacity you must have around 3 liters. Because water you only, yes sir. So इस 3 लीटर तो ये लोड करीब anything from 8 kg to 15 kg तक ये लोड वेरी करता है इंडिविजुअल के ऊपर सर. If you are carrying food, then you are maybe carrying lesser weight. But I was carrying food, and I enjoyed my Indian food during the race. So I was around 14-15 kgs of weight on me. Weight was never a problem. And ये रेस जो है सर, ये इस तरीके से आई कि जब ये 3 आयरन इवेंट खत्म हुए तो फिर मुझे लगा कि what more challenging that can I do. And जब इस रेस का पता चला कि एक toughest foot race भी है planet में, where it happens in Sahara desert in Morocco. So I registered myself for this race. ये 6 stages में है सर. We run almost 31-32 kilometers first day, 43 second day, 80 third day, which finishes on the 4th day. Then we have 43, 32 and 21 on the last day. जो इसमें 85 वाला जो leg है सर, जो you have to go over the night, which is very interesting thing. Why? Because during the day what happens is you can see people ahead of you and behind you, so there is no possibility of losing direction. But 85 वाले में sir, since you are moving at night also, so accordingly they tell you that you need to have a compass, you need to give you a map also, and they do proper briefing before you start the thing. And they also tell you that you must move in groups, so that becomes easier, and तो इस दौरान मेरे साथ एक कॉम्पिटिटर था फ्रॉम स्पेन. वो मेरे को 85 के after having done what 40-45 kilometers, I met him on the way. और गजब की बात ये थी सर कि तो इंग्लिश नहीं आती थी और मुझे स्पेनिश नहीं आती. And today we are the best friends. And during that walk of 85 kilometers, whatever jog walk that we did, by the next day morning, I knew how many family members he has and what they are doing and what his business and work is all about, how happy and healthy life he leads. And accordingly, he also knew everything of mine, despite the fact that we had language barriers. That's the best part about this. And we finished the third leg together, sir, the longest leg. And then we had fourth, fifth, and sixth leg the following days. It's a very tough race, sir. And to train for this race, the first thing is that you need to build up capacity to weight anything beyond 10 kgs. And we start walking, and then with the same weight you start jogging and running. And it requires anything between 3 to 6 months of time to build up that kind of stamina. And I being in a training establishment, I was lucky that the environment was great, and so it was good training, sir, and a good race.
So all those while, whether marathon or this marathon of sand, this medical condition remained?
So somehow, I don't know how it is, but I want to bring this out that when I start the race, the pain somehow vanishes. I don't know how it happens. I don't know. I just don't know how it happens. It happened that on the second day of the race, I had developed a lot of blisters in my feet. It happens to almost 80% of the participants. There were withdrawals during the race. Also, people withdraw because probably they can't sustain the pain because of feet going bad, or maybe the heat and maybe training standards. But कुछ ऐसा था सर कि every day when I used to come to the start line, Vivek to the start line, it used to be a lot of pain in the feet because I had done 15-20 blisters in both the feet. My both feet were bandaged completely. There's not even one toe which was not without a bandage, or the feet without bandage. And I was not wearing socks because I could not wear socks. Along पट्टी के ऊपर वो socks पहन के मेरे पैर shoes में नहीं आ रहे थे. But somehow the moment the race used to start, then I would only see, what used to come to mind was the finish line, and there's nothing in between. There's just nothing in between. I had not to think of something else or divert my mind. Somehow there was no requirement like that. I could only visualize the finish line and reaching the finish line and, crossing the finish line very soon. So the focus was such that pain was not there, sir.
I know. जब आप कुछ अच्छे काम के लिए निकलते हैं ना, तो कायनात भी आपके साथ होती है. Universe also helps you, and that is what happens. It's a law of attraction. It means whatever is in your mind, you look forward to that. Rest of the things left behind, whether it is a pain or whether it is a medical condition or whatever it is rightly put across. So how are you right now? Means what is your status of?
Sir, I am perfectly all right, sir. It's been 15 odd days. I'm perfectly all right. Now I'm thinking of the next challenge, and I'm yet to register for a race. I'm yet to find a race which
Will challenge you.
Try. Yes, sir. Something which challenges me. I'm actually looking for something which challenges me. And
so you are still looking for something even bigger and better than this.
Of course, sir. Of course, sir. And I also want to tell you here that sir, रेस के दौरान एक बात और हुई थी सर, जो जब मैं छोटा था, 6ठी 7वीं क्लास में था, और मेरे फादर उस टाइम हम दोनों भाइयों को फिजिकली ट्रेन कर रहे थे कि दे मस्ट बिल्ड अप वेल. तो दौरान एक चीज होती थी सर, जब वो घर में पुशअप्स वगैरह कराते थे और सिटअप्स कराते, तो माय दे कॉल मी जंगी एट होम. जंगवीर के जंगी बोलते हैं घर में सर. और फादर यूज्ड टू ऑलवेज से वन थिंग, when you reach a state where it is maybe let's say 50, 55, 60, 75, इतने पुशअप्स होते हैं, शारीरिक रूप से आप थक जाते हो. तो my father would always say, Jangi, one more. और सर वो one more मेरे दिमाग में ऐसा बैठा कि यार मैं किसी ऐसे टेस्ट में या ऐसे चैलेंज में होता हूँ, तो मेरे दिमाग में वो आवाज पता नहीं कहाँ से फिर गूंजती है, वन मोर, वन मोर, वन। I get a feeling that I'm not alone. My father is with me. My father is again saying the same thing, one more, and मैं रुकता नहीं हूँ सर. I don't stop.
क्या बात है.
It's a great, it's a blessing. I feel that my father gave to both the brothers and sister that way.
Audience, let me tell you, his father is from Gurkha, and Gurkha never say die. And that is what he is inculcated in both his brothers and sister, that never say die, never give up attitude, and have courage to dream big. Am I right, Colonel Lama?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He always says that, my father always says that you must have the courage to dream big and the courage to do what you dream. वो हमेशा रहता है, दिमाग में रहता है सर.
True. So, हमारे जो सुनने वाले हैं, जिंदगी का मायने क्या है? You have gone through such a ups and down in your life. What would you like to tell our viewers how to live life?
Sir, I have only one thing to say, that sir, this particular race we did now, I also relate this race to the race of life. I also call it race of life. Why? Because during this race, we had very long, quiet, and very usual, and in a state of contemplation and thinking all this time while we walked and jogged in that heat of Sahara desert. And everybody, some or the other condition. Somebody had 2 blisters, somebody had 10 blisters, somebody's knee was paining, somebody's hip joint was paining, and somebody probably had a backache. And everybody was trying to fight his own battle, and everybody was quiet, and everybody was not sharing with anybody. It is exactly like how we go through life. We have our own pains. Somebody's parents are, somebody's wife is unwell, somebody himself is unwell, somebody's children are doing well, not settled. Everybody has his own fight. My only message is that that you must not give up on your own self, and you must have trust on your own self, and just keep going. Just keep going like this race. Don't stop. I have very firm belief that you will finish very strong. This is my message to you, sir.
Absolutely right. To the point. Life is the movement. Keep moving, keep moving. Never stop. Yes. Colonel Lamba, wonderful conversation with you, and the message which you have given, that keep moving, you will reach your destination. I'm sure. We will shortly come to know that what is your next challenge, and I'm sure in that also you will help others. You will come out with the flying colors and make proud your parents, us viewers, and everyone around you. Thank you so much for giving your time and talking to me.
Thank you so much. It was a great privilege to be on your show, sir. A matter of pride me to be talking to you. You giving me the opportunity to be on your show. Thank you so much, sir.